Okay, so the java.io package is providing us an extensive library of classes for dealing with input and output. So with the help of the streams, Java can achieve this one. So Java streams can be character streams or they can be byte streams. So the streams here, they manage an array, or they can be a file, it can be pipe, or it can be a network connection. So like this, there can be four different types of sources or destinations. Okay, so sometimes what happens, a stream can be joined with another, with the help of filters, it can be joining with other resource. So with the help of that new functionality, we can achieve. And apart from these things, what we do exactly, Java can write primitive data to file, or it can be writing the objects also. Instead of, not only writing streams of data, reading stream of data, that means sequence of bytes, so or sequence of characters, it can deal with the primitive data also. You can save primitive data also. Similarly, it can save even the objects onto the disk. Okay, so apart from that, you have random access feature also in this. When you take a file, the file can be accessed randomly. You can go to the center of the file, from there you can retrieve. You can go to end of the file, so from there also you can do backward kind of accessing. So in this way, you have the random file access. From the given file, randomly you can access. But random files are not streams in fact. You cannot call them as streams actually. So they are not streams, they are just random access files. So Java is providing us the streams facility as well as random access file. So using streams even, you can be saving objects and you can be saving even the primitive data. Okay. So first of all, in this, we have a class called as file class. The file class provides us a general machine independent interface to the file system of the underlying platform. So you can access the underlying file system of the operating system when you take a OS like Windows or Linux or Unix, you have a particular file system. So it can access actually underlying file system. It is going to be in the platform independent fashion. It's not platform dependent. In the platform independent fashion, it's going to be accessing the underlying file system. So a file object represents the path name of file or directory in the host file system. That can be a simple file object, or that can be here a directory also. It can be simple file or it can be directory. So it is using here a path name with the help of that a file can be accessed. So we can make an application that can use the functionality provided by the file class for handling files and directories in the file system. You can be handling both files and directories with the help of the file class. Okay. See, whenever you take a file class, you cannot handle the content within the file. You can't access any content of the file, but just you can access a file. Overall, a file structure can be accessed. That means when you access a file, the file can contain any type of data in that. It can be binary data, it can be say some image data, it can be some text data, whatever it is. It's not going to handle inside that file the content. Superfluously, it's going to access only the file. That means what? What is the name of the file? What is the size of file? Where exactly file is located? On what date and time the file is created? Such information you can retrieve with the help of the file class. So overall, like a file, it's going to be doing, but internally, what is the content of the file? It cannot do anything with that, because content may change from, see, for example, take Excel file, Word document, and PowerPoint. They must be opened using concerned applications. Otherwise, if you try to open a PowerPoint file using MS Word or Notepad, if you modify content, the file gets damaged because they have separate structure. If the structure is getting damaged for the file, so definitely that can't be read, and the file becomes not usable. So therefore, using here file class, you cannot perform any such internal operations as far as content is concerned. But externally, you can find the file name, where file is located, what is size of the file, all that information you can find with the help of the file class. So using a file class, you can do such things. Okay, so here let us try to first of all implement here one file class and see how that is working for us. This is Java file IO. Make like this, then finish. Yes, we go with the Java perspective. With that we do it. This is Java file IO. In this, let us create straight away a main method. Go with this, and here the class simple IO. And this contains here a main method. Click on finish. Now inside this we need to manage the IO. So go on to the top of this, then try to put here import java.io, then dot star. Whatever classes are available in that, now we can use. In the IO, whatever are available, we are going to use. Now let me create first of all a file object in this. File. Now object file is equal to, here it is, a new file. Then I put here the path for the file. Path for the file, I give it as here C:// like this. I try to put it. I can create a path for the object file. It is referring here now to C drive. It's going to give us actually a C drive for us. So it's giving us here C drive. Now from this, whatever files are available, we can get. From this we can be getting it. Now here, if you look at object file, when you put dot here, you have like this. First of all, file is existing or not, we can identify. Then followed by, we can get the names. We can get all the file names from this. So whatever files are available in that you can get. You have a list method. With the help of list method, you can be finding out all file names. You can find all file names, or you can use list files. List files, with the help of that, you can be retrieving their file objects. You can just get the file names, or you can just get file names, or you can be getting the file objects there. When you get file objects, you can retrieve more information. Just if you take the list, with the help of that, you can get only string array. It can give you those files there. And with the help of the length, you can find out the length of the file, how much size for the file it is, we can find out. Now here this is what object file, followed by we can retrieve all the file names from that. Here write string array, we declare, followed by here files equal to object file, the dot it is list. So this can be giving you all the file names. Whatever files are available, it can give us. Like a string array, it's giving. Now using a for loop, we can perform here the iteration over it. We can print one by one. So here take for loop, then write string s, followed by this is files. So from the files one by one, we retrieve, then try to print. System dot, then out dot println. We try to print now here whatever files are in that. Let us try to print s. We are trying to print s here, but in this process, sometimes what happens, it may throw exception. Therefore, try to put here try catch block. You can put try here, then you can put a catch block. Then this is exception ex. So in this exception now, we can be handling it. In the exception part, we can handle. So whenever there is exception, just try to continue there. Without breaking, let us try to continue there. When there is exception, we just skip the exception. That means we go to the next iteration. Like this, the code is written within the for loop here. So in the for each loop, string s in files, we retrieve one by one, then we try to run here. It's printing like this, see. These are going to be the files available in the given drive. One by one, it's printing for us. It's printing all the file names there. Recycle bin, Java, jogx, catch 32. So like this, it's printing the file names. If it's a directory, you need to print it as a directory. If it's a file, you have to print it as ordinary file. Even that we can do, but in such cases, if you use the string files object file dot list, it can give you only file names. It's just giving you file name. So using file name, you cannot find out simply whether that is a directory or ordinary file. You can't find out there. So in such cases, if you retrieve here the file objects at the time, it's possible. So here what happened, we are retrieving all the names as file names. It's giving you string array. When you move mouse pointer over list, it is retrieving all the file names as string array. One by one, the names are retrieved and assigned to here the array files. All these are nothing but strings only. So using this, we are retrieving and we are trying to print. Now once again, in the bottom, we put like this, system dot, then out dot println. Here write the complete listing, the complete list along with type of file. Type of file is like this we take. Then here try to print here. Okay. It should be part of the main method. Outside the main method I have written, due to that we had error. Now here let us try to print it. But for that purpose we require first of all a file array. File followed by here this one object files. This equal to here already we created here a file object. Use it using object file dot, we write it as list files. Files will be listed now here. In the previous case, it was just retrieving only file names, but this time we get the file objects itself, the collection of files we get. When a file collection is available, again use here for loop, then followed by file. F we just put here followed by object files. Take like this, then one by one we retrieve it and try to print. Here we use an if condition, then inside this write if f dot is directory. You can say if it's a directory file, what we do in such cases, we can print like this, system dot out dot println. Then what we put, directory file, we can put like this, directory file followed by here it is /t, then we put plus, try to print f dot. You can get the name for this. You can take name and you can get name, or you can get entire path also there. You can either use the path or you can use here the name. I use here just get name. I can use get name and I can print. So similarly, if it is not a directory, it can be an ordinary file. So in such cases, I want to print even the size of the file. System dot, then out dot println. So here we write ordinary file. So /t we put, then here put a plus here, then write f dot. You can write here the name of the file, get name, then put plus here. Other thing is what you can put here, size, then put here plus again f dot, size of the file you can take here. This is going to be length. Using length, you can find out how many bytes are in that. You can find out how many bytes are in this. Like this, we can be retrieving here information related to files there. The complete list along with type of file is showing directory, then followed by inside that, whether it's directory file or ordinary file, we can print in this. Just try to run this now. It prints for us. Here like this, it's going to print in this. So if you look at this, here it's printing the complete list along with the type of file is directory file. Then other thing is what here, sometimes you get ordinary file like boot manager, size is 383786, ordinary file boot sector.bak, size 8192. So like this, it's showing you information related to the files here. So if it is ordinary file, it's printing there the file name followed by the size, and in the beginning we have here ordinary file. If it's a directory file, saying it as directory file followed by the file name. So like this, we can be retrieving here the file names as well as the directory names also. Along with that, we are even printing its size here. If it's an ordinary file, we are printing size. So like this, you have the file object. Using file object, you can perform certain operations on the given file there. Many other methods are available, but these methods normally we use to find out here what are the different types of files available here. What are the different types of files available? We can find out here. Similarly, their names also we can get using the file class. There are two methods. One is list method. Other one is going to be here list files. In the case of list method, it's going to return only the file names. When you take list files, it's going to retrieve the files collection there. File objects collection, it's going to be retrieving for us. So based on this, you can find out here the files as well as directories. You can create like that. If you want to create your own directory also, it can be created. If you want to create your own directory using file, you can make it. Now here see the object file, then dot create directory, you can make. Write it object file, then dot make directory. You have here, with the help of this, you can make a directory in this. But where we would like to make on the desktop, let us try to create some folder, a new folder. Let us try to create on the desktop. So go into some folder here, data files, or in the C programs folder, let us try to make it. So go to the C programs. In this, let us try to make here a new file. So this one is going to be slash going to be like this. Then this one is here. Put a slash slash. Write C programs. Like this we write here, and in this let us make a program called as directory 1 or else C directory. Like this I want to make a new directory here. Let me create in this. This is what exactly object file dot make directory. Okay, understood. Yes, not like this. This one, if you put here object file, then dot mkdir, it does not require any argument. So therefore here file we put like this. This is what new dir. This equal to, write it as here new file. In this try to specify this. Take this, try to make here a new object. Then write here new dir dot make dir like this, mkdir we put here. With this a directory can be created. We can put if condition like this equal to true. We can print like this, system dot out dot println new directory is created. New directory, then put here plus followed by new dir dot, say this get name or get path also you can take here. Get path, here put plus is created successfully. Like this we can create here a new object. We created here new object. Just try to run this. A new object can be created for us. New directory can be created. It is saying C colon users Aladi desktop C program C directory is created successfully. So we come to this point and see whether that is available or not. We can check now. It has created a new directory called as C directory. Like this, a directory can be created for us using the file object. So using file object now, we could create our own directory also. So we could create like this a new directory, and apart from that, whether file is existing or not, we can find out. Now suppose here I write new dir or say some object file equal to, write it as new file. I specify here a file which is not existing. In the C drive, I take like this. In this, so far there are no files in that. Take this one here and try to put like this here, new file dot txt. Put like this, new file dot txt. Then here write if object file dot exists. We write like this. If the file is existing, in such case we can print it. System dot out dot println file is existing, else what we say, file is not existing, write like this. System dot out dot println file is not existing. So like this here we perform the required operation. With the help of that, if the file is existing, we print it as file is existing, else file is not existing, we print there. Now this is going to give some kind of error. It should give in fact for us. So go with this. Okay, it is saying here file is not existing. Since so here it is true, it cannot be returning true value. Reason, already the directory is existing, so it could not create there. If you look at this here, udir.mkdir equal to true, in such case what happens? It's going to print the directory is created. Since this one is false here, already directory is existing, so here what happens? Directory cannot be created. Because of that, it is not giving any message. It's coming into this point and saying that file is not existing. It says that file is not existing. So like this, you can test for the existence of the file, whether file is existing or not. If you want to create a file, you can create a file. So like this, different operations you can perform on the given file object. Using the just file class. So using file class, we can do such operations there. Similarly, we can rename directories, we can delete the directories there, so we can create. All these are possible with help of the file class. So file is a predefined class. Using that, you can perform file related operations. Firoz, following this?
Yes, sir. I like it.
So, the file class we have, with the help of that, you can create a new directory, you can retrieve existing directories, you can create a new file also, you can retrieve existing files, you can rename a file, so you can delete a file. All these you can do with the help of the file class. So just like
Can you copy and paste on something like this?
Yes, Firas?
We can make copy and paste from directories.
From
We
one
take
file
the
to another
file.
file?
Yeah, copy.
Yes, you can do that. But copy operation, whether it's available or not, let us see in this. Come to this, then say object file, then dot, followed by copy. Are they giving here?
No copy.
No copy is available in this. Mm, Notify rename. So rename to you have here. You don't have any copy mechanism. Copying should be done in the other way. So
Mm.
copying normally we do in the other way. For that we need to write here. It's not available. So as far as
Yeah.
copy is concerned here, that they're not giving any provision to do that. We need to see carefully whether the method is available or not. We just check.
No,
Can write,
it's
can read,
alphabetically.
get class, three space. That's for directory only. We can use three space, get path, total space, usable space is absolute directory file, hidden, modified. Okay, list we have like this mkdir. So there is nothing like copy. You cannot make this writable
Can you
file.
explain why it's sending this file not existing again?
Yes. Here I created first of all a file object. Object file equal to new file. I specified the path here. Users, allotted desktop, C program, C directory, new file.txt. I am specifying the file name as new file.txt, which is part of the subdirectory called as C directory. There you have the file. After that, really whether the file is existing or not, we need to find out there. For that purpose, if object file dot exists, we are writing this. So if it's existing, it says the file is existing, otherwise file is not existing. Since the file is not available in the C directory, it's going to say file is not existing here. We specified the path. We specified here path. So the entire path is going to be from the C users folder, then Aladi, desktop, C programs, C directory. In that you have a new file.txt. This is the name of the file. So whether the file is existing or not, we are trying to find out using here object file.exists. If the file is existing, it can return here true value, that is going to be file is existing. Otherwise, it says file is not existing. Now let us try
It does
to
exist.
to
You just
save this.
created.
Yes, please.
You just created the file, so it should exist.
No, it is not there. I did not create the file. New file.txt is not available in this. Let me show you here. I go to the folder. In that folder, there is no file. If you go to desktop, so in this, it is data files. In the data files, I don't have any such. Okay, it's not data files. Where it is exactly I kept. That one is going to be C programs. In the C programs, that file. So it is.
You will have the new folder there.
Yes, only we have folder, there is no file inside that. I am looking for the
No.
text file. C directory is a folder. In this folder, where is the file? There is no file available here. So inside this, there should be file called as new file.txt. I have a C directory, is a folder name. So inside this folder, there should be file called new file.txt. Now let me create some file here, then try to check for that. It is going to be new, it is a text document. I try to put the name as
Why didn't
here.
it create one when you said make new file?
Yes.
You said object file equal new file and gave it that path. It should have made that file in that position.
No. It will not create. When you create, then only. So with the help of this new file, in the memory you created this object. In the memory you created this object. It is trying to refer this file. Physically, when file is existing, then the operation can be successful. Otherwise, it can't be successful. I created in the memory. I gave some path here. Automatically, it will not create. It is only in the memory. In the memory we are creating this and referring this path here. Whether the path is existing or not, how it knows? With the help of the exist only it can find out here. So if I give some path here, the path may be existing or not. Now it can give you a true value. Since the file is available there, this can give you now here the file is existing, it can say now. Come to C programs, then see in this. Okay, C
Okay, I
programs.
think I understand now.
Yes. Just let me open this. and the C directory, this new file. Now, though the size is 0 bytes, it can give you the file is existing message. This time it says file is existing. So this is just a path we specified in the memory. In the memory, just we specified path. So it's not automatically, it will not create whether the file is existing or not. It can check. If it's not existing, or if you give a improper path, it's going to give error there. It's going to give an error when you try to specify improper path. The path should be correct, then only it can be giving you correct results. So here what happens there? Yes, please.
Why it's saying file is existing now?
Gaurav,
I'm sorry.
It's existing.
I want to know why it says file is existing now.
Because file is available. New file.txt is part of the directory now. If you go to this directory, prior to this, you did not have any file inside that. You have a file or not now?
We have file.
We have a new file, right?
Yes, I created new file.txt. So since file is available, it says the file is existing. Otherwise, what it says, file is not existing, it can say. So whenever the file is existing, we are checking for that. If object file.exist, it's going to say file is existing, else file is not existing message, it can give you there.
Okay, I got it now.
So like this, we are
Thank you.
using the file class. Using file class, we perform like this operations there. You can create a directory, you can rename a file. Now let us try to rename the file here. Let us try to rename the file into something else. If the file is existing, in such case, we should rename that. Otherwise, we should not rename. Okay, so here write file is existing and renaming it we put renaming. So here let us try to rename. Here how do we rename is make like this object file, then dot, you can say rename to, you can specify here okay. The argument what it is looking is not just the string name there, it's looking for the another file object. Dot this is rename to, it looks for the another file object there. So therefore here time being what we do, we create another file object. It's going to be just local to this particular code block. Write this file, say this should be here, other file, this is new file here. Now with this, what I do, I can take here some other path. I take only this C programs path. I take the path as here C programs. Then in this, okay, followed by here, try to specify. So C programs, everything is gone. Write this sample.txt. I put like this. I made something like this here. Extra slash has come, due to that this was a mistake. Now here object file, then dot rename to, give the other file. Inside this, let us specify other file here. Let us make like this, so it is going to rename to other file. It says rename to other file, Then try to just run this. File is existing and renaming. Now come to the folder here, open the C directory. Now the file is not there. We have moved file from one folder to another folder. What is happening exactly? When you rename is nothing but basically file moving operation only. Renaming is nothing but moving file from one folder to another folder. So here what happened? From the C directory, this has been copied into another folder called as here C programs. The file was here.
You didn't write C directory in the past, sir. You forget C directory in the past. That's why.
No. Wanted to have done like this. See, what I am
C
doing
directory.
here.
You didn't write C directory in the path. That's why it's removed the path, remove the place.
I'm renaming this.
You
See,
should write.
correct. Wantedly, removed. I'm saying. I have.
No,
I have moved file from the C directory to C programs. I'm saying. Here, what
I
I'm
mean the
trying
other
to
file.
do. Yes. So from the C directory folder, I'm moving it to C programs. I'm trying to show that renaming is nothing but moving only file. You move file from one location to another location with the help of rename. So renaming is nothing but renaming is nothing but moving from one place to another place, or moving is nothing but renaming only. Vice versa, you can think. When you move file, it's nothing but renaming.
You can rename it in the same place.
In the same place also you can rename. You can move it to another place also. I am trying to show you renaming is nothing but moving from one location to another location. So when you rename it moves from one location to another location. The same place also you can keep. Now here we take this path. We take this path and try to put the old name there. So come to this point here. Here in this place now, let me put that. I put this path here now. Then what I do, I try to make this as new file.txt. It is what now? New file.txt. I can put here. If you come into this directory, what is the file name? So if you come to C programs, you have this sample. Now sample will be modified to new file.txt there. Just try to run now. File is existing and renaming. If you come to this folder now, this is removed now. This is renamed. Rename it to what exactly? New file. We don't have their sample.txt. Correct? You also understood this?
Yes, we can rename in same place. We can rename and move from the
one directory to another directory. Also, you can move with the help of the name too. So,
Professor, I have a question.
Yes, please.
I just didn't understand how come actually you came from a stream actually to file creation, like so, because first you said like a stream could be used for different, like for file, for object, for network, for but then you start actually talking about file and how to create file and how actually rename files. So
this is not stream.
It's actually
go back stream. No, file is not stream. File is a class which is part of the IO. File is not going to be a stream. In fact, in this, we are not dealing with the internal content of the file. When you talk about internal content of the file, we use there in the streams concept. This is not a stream concept. File is a class. With the help of that, you can access directories, you can access files. This is a structure or this is a class. Using this, you can be handling first of all the superfluously the files and class the directories. When you have to deal with the directories and classes, we are going to use. This is not any stream. File is not any stream.
I know it is not a stream. I just want to actually figure out some relation. Hello?
Yes.
So we can stream files, right? We can stream arrays.
Yes.
We can stream objects.
Yes.
And we can stream network.
Yes.
So like, I mean, when I have several questions, so it's like I have question about buffer. What's the difference between buffer, stream, and all that stuff? So when you get actually to that point, please let me know. I will ask my question.
Yes, please, definitely. So I mean, in the next session we discuss on those things, different types of streams, what exactly they are. You have buffered streams, different types of streams are available. At the time, we discuss on those things. Definitely, you can ask at the time questions.
Okay, thank you.
So now this is with the help of file class, we are managing things here. Using a file class, we are trying to manage here. So using file, you create directories, you create files here, then you can rename the existing file. You can find out in the given directory what files are available. So this is a high level class available for us. Using that, you are retrieving information related to the files. So it is not going to deal any content of the file, just outside only about the files it's giving information. How many bytes are used by a file, so when it was created, all such information you can find out using the file class. And this is implemented in the platform independent manner. It's implemented in the platform independent manner. So it works with Windows, it works with Linux, it works with Unix. With all the things, it is going to be working. So this class is going to be important, very, very important when you have to deal with the files, like operating system files. When you want to deal at the time, you can use it. Okay. So next thing in this is going to be about the streams. As I told you, there can be two different types of streams. One is what? Input, and other one is output streams. One is input stream, other one is going to be output stream. Okay, so input stream basically means for getting data from the external world into program, and output streams are basically meant for sending from the program data into outside world. So from outside world, when you are retrieving data, we use their input streams, and when you write away data to external world, at that time it's going to be output streams. So both input stream and output streams, with the help of that, we can be either retrieving data, or we can send data, or we can write data to the, say, destination. Here we use two terms, one is source, other one is destination. We have a source as well as we have a destination. So with the help of the, source is basically meant for reading, whereas destination is basically for writing data. Okay, so here we use both input streams as well as output streams. They can be byte streams or they can be character streams. Again, we have two different types of streams as far as data is concerned. So in the case of the byte stream, you are going to deal with the bytes of data. So when you deal with bytes of data, it can be any type of data. Data you are going to treat like bytes of data. So it's going to be like bytes of data. But when you deal with character streams, it's going to deal with the ASCII characters. It's going to deal with the ASCII characters if it is character stream. So if it is byte stream, it's going to bother about just bytes of data. So byte by byte, you retrieve or you write with the help of the byte streams. So we have both input streams as well as output streams in this. We have an input stream as well as output streams in that. So here we have two classes, the input stream and output stream. So these are in the root of the hierarchy, inheritance hierarchy. So both of these are abstract classes. So these are abstract classes. So in that we have a definition for reading, we have declaration for reading and writing bytes of data. So from these classes further other classes are created. They have created other types of classes from the input stream and output stream. Both of these are abstract classes. These are going to be abstract classes. So using here input stream and output stream, other classes are created. So these are basically the abstract classes. They implement, they have declaration for methods like read. So reading a byte array. Okay, reading into a byte array from the given offset to a specified number of characters. It can read 1 byte of data, or it can read here into byte array. All the data probably can be read. Then one more thing is what here, we can read data into byte array. So specified from specified offset to length. In the same manner, we have a write method. Using read, we can be reading data. Using write, we can write data. So write here, one byte of data, or we can write an array of bytes. Similarly, we can be writing a byte array from the specified offset to specified number of characters. So like this here, we have the operations for reading as well as for writing. So these are defined within the input stream and output stream classes. They are just declared in the abstract classes. Read method, then read method is overloaded 3 times. In fact, first read method does not have any parameters. Second read method has certain parameters like byte array. Third read method has the 3 parameters: a byte array, the offset, then one more thing is going to be len. So like this, you have here both read as well as write operations. Every stream which is opened must be closed at the end. When we don't require, we need to close. So when you close, then only the memory can be freed, others can use it. So for that purpose, we have a method called as close. You have a method called as close. With the help of close, you can be closing the open stream. You can close the open stream with the help of the close method. So all the classes which are going to implement this IO, the IO streams, they get inherited from the input stream as well as output stream classes. So input stream basically means for input purpose. From the source to read data, we use input stream, and with the help of the output stream class, we write to the destination. So these are input classes as well as output classes available for us. We have here input stream as well as output stream. So using them, we can in fact manage the IO there. I will show you first of all one example. Using that, from the command prompt, we can be copying the contents of one file into another file. I want to use here one command line based application. So here in this, I would like to copy the contents of one file into another file. Normally, if you go to DOS prompt or if you go to the Windows command prompt, you have a command like copy. So using copy, you can copy the contents of one file into another file. Something like this. I use here a copy command. I can go with the CMD. So here I have a command like copy command. Using copy, you can do it. So copy command syntax is not shown for us. I create first of all some file. Copy con followed by this one is sample. Okay, I type some data. This is sample. It's a very old command, copy con command. Copy from console, that means Control Z, press enter key. Now what happened? A file has been created for us. File is created here. Now I can copy the contents of one file into another file. Right here, copy, sample, followed by here, this is S1. Into S1 file is copied down. If you say dir/p, it can show you the S1 for us. S1 is going to be here, a file which is available for us. You have sample as well as S1. Like this, you can copy the contents of one file into another file from the command prompt. So similar application now I would like to make. I want to create similar application. So with the help of that, I would like to copy the contents of one file into another file using the file IO classes. Using file IO, I would like to do it. So therefore, the class name here it is going to be, the project name is going to be here new, then this is here Java project.
Sir, can you share this code with us, please?
I share. So this one is, it is copy file, copy files is going to be the name of the project. Then click on next here. Next one, I should create here a file. So this is what exactly copy file is the name of the project, copy files. Inside this, I create a new class. The class name is here file copy. I put like this here file copy. This contains here a main method. So here, finish this, try to create. So to use the IO, first of all we require import java.io. Using this, you can perform IO related operations. Input and output we can perform here. This is what import java.io. So using java.io, we we can do now here. We have predefined classes like file input stream. One more thing is file output stream. With the help of that, we can do it. Here see, with the command line, you have args, string array args. When you specify 3 arguments, it should be working, otherwise it should not work. So for that purpose, first of all, we write this way. If condition we take args.length, if it is equal to 3, we try to execute this piece of code. Else, here I write system.out.println number of arguments must be 3 only, must be 3. Either it is too few or too many. Like this, we print here a message. So like this, we print this message when we pass number of arguments less than 3 or more than 3, it's going to print that message. Now here we should create a file class. Take like this here. File input stream, we have here file input stream we take here, followed by from file I put. Similarly, it is file output stream to file I put like this. One is what from file, other one is going to be to file. There are going to be two file objects, file input stream object, that is from file, file output stream object to file. So here we should be creating now the objects for them. These are just reference variables. We need to create objects. So here try to put a try block. Then similarly we put a catch block here. Then this is exception ex. We put like this here. So inside this, try to create a reference variable, the object for the from file. From file equal to, we should take the command is going to be, here it requires only length equal to only 2 objects, not only 2, not 3. We require only 2 parameters. It should be 2 parameters only. So args.length equal to 2, it is, in such case we do. From file equal to, it is here args of 0. And this should be here new file input stream. Take like this, try to use here args 0. Similarly, this is what from file, capital F I am missing. We created an object. Similarly, this is here to file. This equal to here new file output stream. Try to specify this args of 1. Like this we try to specify here this one. Specify like this here. Just 1 minute.
నువ్వు పోతున్నావా లేదా పోతున్నావా మళ్ళీ లేవు 7 అవుతున్నది.
So here we created 2 different objects. One is from file, then other one is to file. We created from file as well as to file here. After that, we try to now copy the contents. we can write like this: int user I, then followed by in this, here write int I equal to, we can read a line of data from file, I mean 1 byte from file, then dot this is here read. We can read here data. If data is available, it gives a value greater than or equal to 0, but whenever it can't find any data, it gives a -1. Now here we put a loop like this, while I not equal to -1. As long as it's not equal to -1, we try to take data and try to put here. Just write in this, this is going to be to file, then dot right here, followed by we specify just only the integer value, whatever you read from the file. Just take I here. After that, we now read next data from the file. Byte by byte we are reading, then we are trying to write into output file. This is not the efficient mechanism, because one by one, if you read bytes, it takes a lot of time. If it is a simple file, if it's containing some 100 bytes, 1000 bytes, it can be fast. But if you have MBs of data like this, if you try to perform it, it's going to suffer like anything. So here like this we are doing, then after that we need to close the file there. Then right here to file dot close we write. We need to close the file here. Similarly, right here from file dot close. We take this and try to write. So this way we have written the files here. Then after that we print here system.out.println. Write like this: file has been copied successfully. Copied successfully message. We can print here now. File has been copied successfully message. We can print like this. So what it is doing here, it can copy the contents of one file into another file. So using read operation as well as write operation. So file input stream, from that you can read data. Using the file output stream, we can write data. So we are using here read operation as well as write operation. With the help of this, we can copy the contents of one file into another file. This you need to invoke from the command prompt. Here you can't do anything. So for that purpose, first of all you need to build it. Already is built automatically. Now let us go into the C drive. In the C drive, the folder is, this is what copy files is a folder. If you go into bin folder, you can find here file copy class. This you must invoke now. So go to command prompt, copy this here, copy the path. Just go to command prompt here. So in this, now we need to change path. Put cd, then click on this here, go to edit and paste. Press enter key. We have come to this file here. But now there is no file associated to this. Therefore put here copy con, say some xcon.txt. This is sample text file created for testing. Like this we specify here, Control Z we put, now file is created for us. Let us try to call the copy file here. So the file name is exactly what copy file, file copy. Put here Java. With the help of that we need to invoke, this is what file copy, then specify here file name x1.txt to y1.txt. We give like this. Or just I give only x1.txt. What happens, see this. Could not find our load main class file copy, it says. Where the file is, file copy class. Class file is available for us here. Okay. The class name is So file copy, this is bin in this. Main method is available in this.
You never actually run this.
No, this is,
Did you run it?
but automatically it creates file for us. Automatically the class file is created for us. It says like this: object file is created. Then try to specify here Java file copy. Could not find or load main class file copy.
Okay, the path is not correct.
Yes. Some problem we are facing in this. Let me see here next2.txt. There is a main class file copy. We have in this. The file is available in this. File copy is available. 1 minute. The issue Java command line arguments, src, which we have taken, whether this is working correct or not, anything is it modified, I am just checking. This is copy files is available here.
Okay, so it doesn't recognize the GTK path.
Just a minute. No, that is okay. 5 a.m. In this, fine. What exactly it is saying here? We have a copy files folder. So cd copy files. So this one is here. Bin folder. So in this, the file class is available. X1 is created. It's not recognized. Fine. This is Java available or not? First of all, available. That is fine. So file copy. Did not load. I think class file is not loading. I'll resolve this and show you tomorrow. We'll show, because now for other session I have one more, the MSBA class is going on. We resolve this tomorrow, please. Why the problem is coming, we resolve this tomorrow.